Back to the FSB Center in Murray, Kentucky, all the way down in the corner of Kentucky where it meets Tennessee and Illinois. Can't go any further west or you'll be in Tennessee or Illinois. All right, let's check out our starting lineups for today's game, and let's start with the visiting Dayton Flyers. Well, it's the same five that started the last time we were on the air. Dillard and Williams out front. Benson, Kavanaugh, and Johnson the three forwards. So a two-guard, three-forward lineup for the Flyers. And for the Murray State Racers, they have a three-guard lineup. And they will counter as one of the top players in the country. This kid can really shoot. Cannon, Poole, Long, Daniel, and Ivan Aska. So three guards and two forwards. And Derek, what's our Toyota keys for the game today?
Well, Jeff, when we take a look at keys to the game for Dayton, ball screen defense. Cannon is involved in a lot of ball screens. That'll be key how they defend that this afternoon. Second chance points for Murray State. Quick hit offense. Their secondary offense has been very effective here. And then turnovers. They need to force 19 turnovers. That's really the secret sauce. They're one of the top 5 teams in the country in forcing turnovers.
Murray State, a team that likes to get up and down the floor. They play man-to-man defense. They'll pick it up at half court. They don't really press it on, but they like to press the pace. They like to get up and down. They score almost 75 points a game. The tip-off is up. You know, the neat thing about this, both of these teams have won a tournament already. The Great Alaska Shootout, a win for Murray. And, of course, for Dayton, they win down in Orlando at the Old Spice Classic.
Yeah, we actually have two matchups here as we take a look at Archie Miller in his first year at 5-2. Look at this matchup, Dayton, or Murray State and Dayton. Right now you have Kevin Dillard guarding Isaiah Cannon, both MVPs in their respective in-season tournaments.
Both of these teams have first-year coaches at the helm. Both the coaches before them left for other schools. Billy Kennedy, of course, at Texas A&M. Here's Dillard. He's going to drive with the left hand and takes it all the way up and under. And that was actually Paul Williams with the left-handed drive and the deuce.
Well, that's a good sign for Dayton. Paul Williams held scoreless in their last outing against Buffalo. He's someone they like to see get going really early in this game.
Well, Dillard got a hand in there, but got him on his sleeve. And then you see the head coach of the Racers, Steve Prohm. He is 8-0 with Murray State, a longtime assistant here. Of course, assistant to Billy Kennedy, who, as I said, moved on to Texas A&M. He's his top assistant the last 5 seasons. Kennedy, of course, took over when Nick Cronin left and went to the University of Cincinnati.
Cronin, someone we know all very well.
Nice dish down low and a nice left hand that time by Ivan Aska, who was a load inside at 230 pounds for the senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Well, that's what makes Cannon so effective, because he can shoot the ball from the perimeter, so you have to really guard him close, and that's why where he can go by you and create scoring opportunities for his teammates.
Nice little drive and dish that time by him as the secondary help came over. Kavanaugh battles inside. They're going to say he took an extra step as he tried to get over the top. So turnover for Dayton, and Murray State has it. We're tied at 2.
A turnover on that possession, but that's exactly what you want to see from Dayton. When they're at their best, they're getting the ball down low, scoring on a low block. As we take a look at the fastest start in Murray State, 8-0. Tied for second, of course, with Nick Cronin, now UC basketball coach.
This has been a very successful Murray State team. 24 consecutive winning seasons. That's tied with UConn for the most in the country. The Racers have had great success at this arena as well. Here's a 3 on the way. It's going to be way short. And Williams comes off with the rebound. He's running. Now he'll pull it up and let everybody set up to Dillard right side.
Dayton wants to get the ball down on the interior. Significant height advantage. Another turnover.
Benson tried to drop it off to Kavanaugh, but Kavanaugh trailing knocks it away. And now Chris Johnson goes into the defender, and they're going to call a charge. He was outside of that little 3-foot circle underneath the basket.
Yeah, outside the restricted area. You see Chris Johnson just gets too far in the teeth of the defense. Picks up the charge. That's when you have to come to a jump stop.
He talked about that last week. Jump stop.
Just give the little dime bounce pass. The easy bucket. They not off to a good start. Couple turnovers and a charge call. 3 possessions.
but they do look a little bit quicker turn of foot than we saw last time out.
A little fresher. After the Wednesday night loss to Buffalo, had a day off from practice and was back to the fundamentals on Friday and Saturday, preparing for this game. There's that ball screen again, Jeff.
Cannon comes over the top, kicks it to the corner. Now they go back to a point. That's about a 16-foot jumper. That's missed by Daniel. So 1 and out. Miss Johnson, he'll set up from 3. Got his feet underneath him, a little bit short. Rebound knocked around, and Aska comes off with it. Quickly down court, nice pass inside, but couldn't finish. Rebound is up, and they're going to get Kavanaugh. Maybe got him with the body, but Daniel wide open. 6'7" forward. The junior missed the shot.
You see the lob by Cannon. Comes up a little short, but of course they stick with it, and Land will go to the line for 2 charity throws. We talk about this Murray State team, Jeff. They're undersized. As you mentioned, they have a 3-guard offense. But where they make up for it is their speed and their quickness and their 3-point shooting. One of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country at a little over 41%.
And Long, a very good free throw shooter at 85%, but he misses the second, so just 1 of 2. And Johnson with a little bit of size advantage there, but can't take advantage of Long guarding it. Back out top.
Had a chance to spend some time with Archie Miller. He said he really wants to get the ball on the post. Of course, these big guys to work for Murray State.
Dillard that time drives into the lane, loses the ball again. Quickly down court they go on the left hand. It's Long. He's got 3, and it's a 3-point lead at 5-2.
You see why Murray State is so dangerous. Sometimes their best offense is their defense, creating turnovers, which results in easy lay-ins. They really get after you on defense. You see they pressure you.
Benson calls a 30-second timeout. He was tied up way out near the midcourt stripe, and Archie Miller says, timeout, let's regroup. A very quick start.
Well, turnovers, defense into offense in less than 2 seconds to lay in by Bland. Again, that's where they're at their best. Creating turnovers, getting into the open court. They just wreak havoc. They got a lot of ball pressure. You see, they make things very uncomfortable, and they just really disrupt your offense.
79 steals on the season, so they average almost 10 a game. That's 9.9 a game. So quick hands. And again, they go back to talk about that Mick Cronin when he was here. And again, it was a frenetic style that he kind of put in place here, and it's just followed through to Billy Kennedy and now to Coach Frome. They like to get up and down the floor. They get a lot of deflections a game. Very quick.
Very active on defense. Once you cross the half court, they really get into you. They want to know what you had for lunch and maybe even breakfast.
Dillard goes right into the teeth of the defense, and he takes it right into the defender, and the foul is called on Daniel. It's his first. We come back and shoot free throws from the CFSB Center.
Right now for the holidays at participating Arby's.
8 made a milking.
7's want a swimming.
6 geese a laying.
5 roast beef sandwiches.
What the?
Hey, that's not right.
5 roast beef sandwiches?
It's the Arby's 5 for $5.95 holiday deal. Get 5 classic roast beef sandwiches for just $5.95.
5 roast beef sandwiches.
We'll even gift wrap them at Arby's.
But it's only for a limited time.
Proud to stand on our own, proud to be homegrown, a familiar face and a name you know. Come on, we know you, we know your needs, we know what being a neighbor means. Can you hear it? Fueling the American spirit. No matter when, no matter where, Marathon will take you there.
With the new Marathon Visa credit card, you earn up to 25 cents per gallon off all Marathon purchases.
Get an all-access pass to UC Athletics on Bearcats Sports Weekly with Butch Jones.
Hi, I'm Tom Galerder. Join head football coach Butch Jones and me every week here on Fox Sports Ohio as we review UC's last game on the gridiron, look ahead to this week's matchup for the Bearcats, and get the inside story on everything going on with UC Athletics. No one gives you more information on your team than Bearcats Sports Weekly with Butch Jones every Thursday at 6 on Fox Sports Ohio.
Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, check out all the coverage for the Bengals battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's all on FoxSportsOhio.com, presented by 1-800-SAFE-AUTO and SafeAuto.com. Here at Murray State, Murray has a 5-2 lead, and Dillard will be going to the free throw line. For the Flyers, Dillard on the season, 15 of 16 from the line. It's 94%. But again, I think that's a place they'd like to see him a little more often, is at the free throw line.
Yeah, I expect him to be in full attack mode this afternoon, competing against Cannon. Cannon's guarding him. The best way, sometimes the best way to slow down a strong offensive player is to make him play on defense.
A rare miss for Dillard. Now, one of the things that brings up that average, Chris Wright seemed to be at the free throw line every couple of trips down a year ago, and he did that for 4 years at Dayton.
Yeah, he really did. Dayton was always an aggressive team going towards the basket. That's the identity that this team is looking to establish.
Nice defense on the baseline by Benson. Nothing for Aska to do. He misses the little chippy inside. Ball comes off. Cannon has it, almost loses his balance. He regains it. The shot clock is reset, and he'll pull it back out and set things up.
Again, you see where they don't have the size running the three-guard offense, but they make up for it with their speed and quickness to the basketball. That double screen for Cannon.
Drives it all the way down, gets it off inside again to Ivan Aska, and a foul on Luke Fabrizius, who's in the game.
It's one of the items that Dayton has done a nice job of so far here early in the game is their interior defense, forcing the Murray State players to shoot over outstretched hands. Just got to corral the rebound.
Again, Daniel, that time you saw he was able to get inside of Fabrizius and get that rebound, knock it outside. Got to get stronger in the lower body for Fabrizius and just move him out of there. Better positioning.
Yeah, Aska, he's, again, has the foot speed and he's quick off the ground. Only 6'7", but makes up for that with his jumping ability. He's a guy that, talking to the coaching staff, they believe if he was 1 or 2 inches taller, he probably wouldn't be here at Murray State. He would be at a BCS school, so they're lucky to have him and see him having a lot of potential.
Benson banging, and same as Kavanaugh earlier, takes an extra step to go around the defender, and traveling called for the second time against Dayton.
Right now, Dayton really not getting anything going offensively. Again, you have to attribute that to this defense of Murray State. Benson there, just poor footwork calls for travel.
Spin it around, they get it out to their big-time shooter, and he knocks it down.
But that's just great job sharing the basketball, Jeff. They really space you out on the court. They don't allow you to guard 2 men at once. As you see Paul Williams with another 3, or with his first 3 of the game, second basket of the game. Again, he's a guy you want to see get started now with 5 points.
It's a pretty good three-point shooting team, but that one in and out, but to get their own rebound. It's Poole that misses, Ack inside, and that's knocked out of bounds as Daniel put the shot back up. But I tell you what, Cannon from the outside shoots almost 50%. That was his 26th 3 of the year.
Yeah, over half of his baskets are three-pointers. Again, you talk about sharing the basketball. Gave up a good shot to get a great shot for Cannon. Again, shooting 50% from three-point range. He's dangerous out on the perimeter. They run a lot of 1-4 sets for him, where they put everyone on a baseline and allow him to go one-on-one after the ball screen.
So now Josh Parker in the game, and he is dogging Cannon around the floor. Shot clock working down. They say a kick that time on Johnson, so that'll be out on the side. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Actually going to go underneath with it.
Shot clock should reset to 15 with the kick ball. That's where they run Cannon off a double screen. Good defense by Dayton defending that out of bounds play.
Cannon in the lane, little floater, and the one-hander falls in. He's got 5.
Well, you see why this kid is one of the top scorers in the country. He has the total package. Again, because he can shoot the ball so well from the perimeter, you have to guard him pretty close, but then he uses the speed and quickness to get by you.
Dillard, nice pass on the interior to Kavanaugh as he lays it up and in.
Again, I think this is going to be a great matchup with Dillard and Cannon going after it this afternoon. Both of them have speed and quickness to break down their defender on offense.
And an extra step that time as he tried to explode to the basket by Brandon Garrett, the junior out of Phoenix, who's into the game.
Talk about Dillard getting into the defense, the teeth of the defense, creating opportunities for his teammates. Allowed an easy lay-in for Kavanaugh.
Problem early in this game, Dayton is not getting many shots off. They are pretty good at what they got, 3 of 4. In comparison, Murray State is 4 of 11 from the field already.
There's that dribble penetration, Jeff. Again, Dillard, hard to stop one-on-one.
Like the way he cupped that basketball almost like a running back and just took off down the lane, took a couple shoulder shots, and laid it right up and in.
Protect the basketball. That's an experienced player. He knows when he goes into the lane, he's going to get hit, so he cups the ball where he can maintain possession of it.
Nice help that time by Fabricius, and Cannon tries to go back the other way, and he turns it over. Got underneath that ball a little bit as he tried to turn it over, and now getting into the game. And again, some little more defense. Devin Oliver, the sophomore from Kalamazoo for Dayton.
All afternoon, we're going to see ball screens set up for Cannon and Dayton. Again, that was one of the keys to the game. They have to do a really nice job of defending that ball screen. You saw Kavanaugh hedge out that last possession and calls the carry on Cannon.
Not a real deep bench by Murray State. Coach Frome uses usually 7 to 8 players. And it might be a war of attrition because Cannon hasn't come out. That bad pass that time by Parker as he tried to go to the corner. Another turnover for Dayton.
Yeah, both teams really go about 8 or 9 deep. But these front 5 or starting 5 for Murray State, they'll play a lot of minutes. Dayton, of course, typically goes 8 or 9 deep. But this afternoon they have Alex Gavrilovich out with an ankle injury.
So he played at 8 minutes. Dayton's turned the ball over now 6 times, and that's the 4th turnover for Murray State. Parker stops up from 3. A little hard, but Kavanaugh inside, another one of those offensive rebounds you talked about.
That's where Dayton has the advantage. We talk about second chance points. In order to get those second chance points, you have to get offensive rebounds. And with Murray State being a little undersized, that's where Dayton has an opportunity to score some baskets.
Of his 50, now 2 rebounds, 32 of those by Kavanaugh have been on the offensive end.
He understands angles and positions, and he knows when a shot goes up, where it's going to come off the rim, and he positions himself to get that offensive rebound.
Cannon gets into the lane, drops it off, knocked out of there, and here comes Dayton again. Numbers are even. Fabricius almost took the shot off to Oliver. Wide open, Kavanaugh didn't get him to it. Now they do on the baseline. And he gets it off to Johnson for the easy layup.
Well, nice ball moving by Dayton. The ball didn't touch the ground for a dribble. All passes, 4 passes that resulted in the easy lay-in for Chris Johnson.
So Dayton now already with 4 players scoring on the day, and that's a nice shot right there by Cannon. And he looks to the bench and says, I need to come out.
He needs a blow, but he thought he would get another 2 points in before he goes to the bench.
Always the shooters, right? 7 points now for Cannon.
And Dayton hasn't found an answer for Cannon yet. Again, the best way to wear down a strong offensive player is to go after him on defense. Right now, Josh Parker picks up the dribble, and Cannon is absolutely winded. You see him holding on to his shorts. There you involve him in a pick and roll.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Very heady play by Josh Parker. Realized that Cannon was a little bit tired, and they involved him in the ball screen, resulted in a 3-point shot.
Well, Dayton has a 3-point lead. 5 players have scored for Dayton.
Again, Mushatt. See, all this offense flows through Cannon.
Nice help defense that time by Johnson, but the ball rolls away. Picked back up by Wilson. He goes all the way around the lane and lays it up and in. The junior from South Carolina.
But Dayton played 33 seconds of defense. Wilson, of course, that possession, just at the last moment, able to get into the lane and get the floater to go.
Here's where you got to take advantage of Cannon right here. He was trying to get a breather on the offensive end last time.
Really do. Let's see if Parker recognizes that Cannon is a little bit winded. Cannon's starting to play a little closer defense.
Parker may have gotten away with one. Long three by Fabrice. It's just no good. Oliver tries to save it. It's out of bounds. It'll go back to Murray. But Parker put Dayton up with this big three, and they lead it by one, 17-16.
Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always sounds better. Fresh coffee, every cup, guaranteed. Fresh baked goods, like our new gingerbread donut or candy cane chocolate donut. Perfect for the holidays. Just 89 cents. Because at Tim Hortons, we believe fresh doesn't have to cost more. And try our new candy cane white hot chocolate. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value. Happy holidays.
Hey Jackets fans, enter for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets in the Labatt Blue 1,000 ticket giveaway. For a limited time, find your pin in specially marked cases of Labatt Blue and Blue Light. And remember, always enjoy responsibly and go Jackets!
Stay tuned for Blue Jackets Live after the game here on Fox Sports Ohio.
Fox Sports Ohio talks to the players and coaches on Blue Jackets Live, presented by IGS Energy. Take control of your natural gas costs. Enroll at IGSenergy.com.
Join Archie Griffin, Chris Spielman, AJ Hawk, Kurt Herbstreit, and many more on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer, February 23rd through the 27th, 2012. We set sail from Tampa for a 5-day, 4-night cruise to Key West in the Bahamas. Proceeds benefit the Stephanie Spielman Fund and Ohio State's James Cancer Hospital. For more information or to book your cruise, call 614-792-6204 or log on to www.buckeyecruise.com.
Welcome back to the CFSB Center in Murray, Kentucky. Dayton leads at 17-16 out of Murray, and for Dayton, they are moving the ball around a little bit.
They really are, Jeff. They're doing a great job of sharing the basketball. We see this possession here. There's the 4th pass in possession, 5th, I believe, and a couple dribbles, and then sometimes it's tough to defend a team that moves the basketball. Easy lay-in for Chris Johnson. Dayton, again, doing a nice job on that possession, sharing the basketball. 7 passes resulting in to a lay-in by Chris Johnson.
Boy, now look at this lineup that Coach Miller comes out of the break with. Now back in the game, Ralph Hill in, also Benson, Oliver, Dillard, and Williams.
Ralph Hill,
not seen this 5 before.
Yeah, Ralph Hill typically doesn't play a lot of minutes, but with Alex Gavilovich being out with an ankle injury, he's going to have to play some significant minutes this afternoon.
Nice drive on the baseline.
And this team here, Murray State that is, very dangerous shooting the three, so you have to get out and guard them above the arc, and that allows some dribble penetration, but they also have the speed.
Oliver right at the midcourt line. He was losing the ball and stepped over the line, so over and back, and it'll be Murray State basketball.
Jeff, look how they get after you. They just really get into your shorts and make it really uncomfortable for you.
They are a man-to-man defense, and they basically do not play zone at all. They pick it up at half court. They don't do a lot of full court pressing either. And that's over and back on Murray, so something you don't see a whole lot. We got on back-to-back possessions.
Well, Dayton did a nice job of stepping out and hedging hard on that pick and roll. That's Murray State's 5th turnover of the game. Dayton has 7 turnovers. So both of these teams not doing a very good job controlling the basketball and taking care of it. Again, 2 defensive-minded teams that just happen to know how to score, but they take pride on this end of the court, playing defense.
So you talk about real ball-hawking defense. Hill open 3 on the way, just short, but he gets his own rebound, goes to the ground with it. And out of bounds it goes. Well, Stacy Wilson has come off the bench to spark the Racers to a quick lead with these 2 baskets. And this time was a nice one as he drives the baseline, 18-17. Tuesday night, the Blue Jackets are in hockey's hallowed ground to take on the Canadiens. Get all your inside information before the game on Blue Jackets Live at 7. Then join Jeff Rimmer and Bill Davidge for the face-off at 7:30. The Blue Jackets versus the Canadiens, Tuesday night here on Fox Sports Ohio. And welcome back to the CFSB Center in Murray, Kentucky. I am Jeff Pecoro, along with former Flyer captain David Dukes, and you are about midway, just past midway through this first half. 18-17 is your score.
Jeff, you don't want to get me mixed up with that guy, David Dukes. That's not a good man. I'm Jared Dukes. Just give you a hard time, buddy.
Can't even read the screen.
Dayton forces another turnover. Yeah, you see where Dayton's going. Of course, stepped on the outline, but you see where Dayton's going. They're getting the ball down to the low block. You see Benson just steps on the end line there. Again, Dayton with the right thought, getting the ball down on the low block to their bigs. Here's that ball screen. See Daniels slip the screen.
Now Murray likes to share the ball as well. They try to go inside, now they go inside out. They'll drive down the lane, off the glass. Nice kiss that time. And Latreze Mushatt with the shot.
There's Dillard creating another opportunity. Dayton got a good look at a dribble drive penetration of Dillard. Johnson just not able to make the three.
Blocking foul, that time on Hill. Sophomore out of Westerville.
Take a look, Ralph Hill looking to take the charge. Just not able to get in position. Still moving his feet a little bit and picked up the block. But he gave Dayton a couple good minutes off the bench.
Quick blow, Cavanaugh right back in the game. Off the foot that time, dribbled out of bounds by Latreze Mushatt. So it'll be Dayton basketball again. Benson underneath the kick it in. I think Chris Johnson, the guy they're going to have to start going to here on the offensive end. He's being guarded now by Juwan Long.
Yeah, Johnson had a couple open looks on the three, but he has a bit of a size advantage. 6'6" over 6'3". I'd like to see him down on the post. Some scoring opportunities down low in their inverted offense.
Well, this Murray defense is really playing some havoc against the Dayton offensive side. But boy, that time, him crashing through was Zay Jackson and going down hard is Williams, and they're going to call him over and back. And that's a tough play at midcourt because you got a guy going for the ball. You got a defender crashing through. And
yeah, I think the officials saw that the ball went over the mid-court line, but see, one of Murray State's players there, actually Zay Jackson runs into Paul Williams, knocks him down. I don't know if the officials saw that, but ball goes over to Murray State.
Nice turnover for Dayton as they trail by 3. Murray State looking to make a run here. They were doing most of that with Cannon on the bench, and he's back in there. This is him with the basketballs. He spins it over the top. Open 3, look on the way, and it's knocked down by Zay Jackson.
And that comes as a result. Jackson makes the jump shot, but you see who calls the double team. Cannon, Isaiah Cannon, more dribble penetration.
They call that a tie-up, so they go back. Nope, they're going to call Dayton, says they had a timeout, so they will stick with that timeout. Murray right now is on a 9-0 run.
See, Cannon draws the defender, Dillard, and that leaves Jackson on the left wing for the open 3. And you see why Cannon is so dangerous. And they run that ball screen on the strong side to keep the weak side open with a shooter. So if you double team or go to help out, you're going to leave a three-point shooter on the perimeter.
Well, this Dayton team trails it now by 6, and Archie Miller's got to figure out what he is going to do here. Call them the Miller brothers. Only 2 brother acts in college basketball, Bill and Tom Herron. Of course, Sean Miller and Archie Miller. Archie 10 years younger than his brother, who is now at Arizona after leaving Xavier. There he is, Archie Miller, 5-2 in his first season as a head coach. And both of these teams are first-year head coaches. It's going to be a hold on the outside called on Zay Jackson.
Yeah, but you see how Murray State really guards the basketball. They pressure you. Call them like a swarm of bees.
Yep. And they just keep extending that defense all the way out to midcourt.
They force you to run your offense close to the half-court line.
Dillard's going to go one-on-one as he takes it in and took an extra step as he went body to body with Jackson. And Jackson pretty quick, 6 foot, 175-pound freshman from Hammond, Louisiana.
Well, Dayton now with his 10th turnover of the game. Murray State and averaging 19 or forcing 19 turnovers a game. They're more than halfway there. We still have almost 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Cannon loads up, and that one way long. Benson, easy rebound there. Gets it off to Dillard, but Murray State quickly back on defense. It's awful tough to get an open look against these guys. Dillard does from 3. Bounce out, but Johnson strong with the rebound. No foul called, and coming out of there with it is Daniel.
Steve Johnson with the offensive rebound, not able to capitalize on it.
And Cannon goes all the way around, and how he missed that one, I don't know, with the left hand. Dillard kicks it over Johnson, 3-ball on the way, and that's short again. Just can't get it to fall for him.
Right now, it looks like everything's coming up a little bit short for Dayton on their jump shots.
Now they go right back inside, and a miss there by Aska. One and done for Murray State as they look to build on that 6-point lead. And now Dayton looking to cut into it, trying to split defenders as Dillard Cavanaugh comes off with a loose ball, and a block is called.
Well, we see turnover, almost another turnover by Dayton, but they maintain possession. Now with the 6-point.
23-17 is your score. Murray State leads it over Dayton from the CFSB Arena. In the game summary here, boy, it's been turnover city for Dayton so far in his first half.
Yeah, 10 turnovers right now. You see the game summary, 3-point field goals. Dayton not shooting the ball particularly well. Of course, Murray State 5 for 7 from 3-point range. Dayton still hanging around, only down by 6 points with 10 turnovers. Could be a significantly larger margin. Murray State were able to capitalize on some of these turnovers.
Yeah, they've got 10-4 points off the turnovers, so 10 turnovers have given Murray 10 points. UD just 4 points off of the turnovers by Murray State. Fabrices tries to go to the corner to Oliver, and that's knocked out of bounds.
Again, Murray State very active with the hands and feet. There are a lot of deflections. That's one statistic they actually count or keep count of. They like to get 40 or more deflections per game.
Parker, nice shot as he shot that one over the outstretched arms of 6'7" Ivan Aska. 5 on the game.
Your Murray State, you don't mind that shot. There's a very difficult shot Parker made. Parker giving Dayton some good minutes off the bench, now with 5 points.
Cannon, no room to shoot, so he kicks it off left side, and they try to go back inside again. The big fella, Aska, just can't get the roll, and Cavanaugh comes off with the rebound. Johnson with the extra pass inside and off the glass. Devin Oliver for his first basket of the game.
See, Dayton really get looks when they share the basketball. They have gotten away with the travel, Johnson that is, but nevertheless, lay in for Dayton. Now only down by 2.
Dayton still shooting the ball very good, 53% here in the first half. There's 43% from Murray. He's taken 21 shots already. Again, They pound it into the baseline, and Aska just throws that one up, and Oliver comes off with the rebound, and he stays inbounds and gets it off to Fabricius. Now back to him.
And you see Aska starting to struggle a little bit with their size of Dayton's big man. Kavanaugh doing a nice job in post defense.
Another three on the way by Parker, and that one is just off the front iron. Aska claims the rebound.
Well, probably not the shot you want that early in the shot clock if you're Dayton. You want to get something going down low. You've had a lot of success down low.
So Murray State calls a 30-second timeout. Parker has been some instant offense for this Dayton team.
You see, he comes off the ball screen, sees he has a taller defender, gets some separation in space in order to get his shot off over the taller defender. Again, 5 points for Parker coming off the bench to give Dayton a really good contribution.
I think he really helps defensively against this team. Murray starts that three-guard offense, and Parker can really help, and especially help against Cannon, too. I think Dillard give him a little bit of a break to keep him fresh throughout the game. Against Cannon, I should say.
Yeah, the great thing about Parker and Dillard, they're interchangeable. They both know how to score the basketball. Although they're point guards, they know how to score the basketball and create for their teammates. And they both play really good defense on the other end. So they'll make Cannon work for his points.
Parker dogging Cannon all over the court right now, trying to play denial, although Cannon comes out and gets it. 17 on the shot clock.
Well, you see, they really set him up high on the wing with that ball screen. Force Dayton to make some decisions. You see Dayton hedging out really hard on these picks.
And that's Dante Poole, averages about 14 a game, who knocks down the three. His first bucket of the game.
Well, Poole, another guy that can shoot the three, obviously almost 40% from three-point range here on the season. That's his 17th three-pointer on the year.
Again, nice help. Fabricius, a good three-point shooter, but that one won't fall. Benson battling for the rebound inside. Oliver gets it with the left hand off the glass, and they'll count it.
Another offensive rebound by Dayton. Good job of Benson to get in there and give Dayton a second chance opportunity. That's Oliver's second bucket off of a offensive rebound. We talked about those ball screens being so key. Even though Dayton heads out, Poole still pulled up for the three. There's Dayton sharing the basketball. Oliver with the lay-in.
Oliver averaging just over 2 points a game, but getting some significant minutes and 4 points already. Then he gets that turnover, but it's thrown away by Parker. Back comes Murray State quickly.
Oh, that's a big turnover. Big turnover. Dayton had an opportunity to get this within one or tie the game. They turned the ball over, and Murray State's able to convert on the other end. See, good pass ahead by Wilson. He find Aska down low on the block, laying in the foul.
Boy, Mushatt may have gotten away with a travel that time. He never dribbled the ball, took an extra step, but as you said, he got it off to Aska, and the big fella finishes nicely inside. Aska averaging 12.6 a game and 6 rebounds at 6'7", 230. So they have a nice little tandem inside.
Again, undersized, but they know how to use their body and their footwork to create scoring opportunities on the low block.
And completing the three-point play, and as you said, that was huge because Dayton had a chance to get
within one or
tie it with three, and just like that, it's now a 6-point game, and we're under 30 seconds to play now in the first half.
And that gives Murray State the momentum going into the half. Again, pushing Dayton out to the half court on defense with their pressure. Again, they like to describe this as a swarm of bees. Here's the ball screen by Dayton.
Open three for Fabricius, and that's way short. You've got to knock that one down. 3 seconds still. He fires another one in and out. Boy, big two misses by Luke Fabricius to end the half. And as you said, now Murray State on a roll at the end. Big three-point play puts them up by 6. 29-23 is your score. Stay with us. Plenty of halftime action coming up next. But Dayton, 6-4 run to end the half.
Great Dayton getting back into the ball game, finds himself down by 6, 29-23.
And welcome back to CFSB Center. We are set to start the second half. Dayton gets the basketball to start things off, and Chris Johnson throws it in play just in front of us to Kevin Dillard, and we are underway in the second half. Dayton facing a 6-point deficit.
I think Dayton's going to do exactly what they did in the first half, at least the beginning of the first half. Get the ball down low. Again, Benson comes up with the easy lay-in. Down by 4, Dayton, that is.
And that's his first bucket of the game. A nice play that time by Benson. Nice reach around. And again, Murray State back, but they leave Dillard open for a wide open 3, a little short. Battling for the rebound is Johnson. He came off with it. They're going to call a pushing foul inside on Murray State. Just their 4th foul of the game.
Well, Dayton so far here in the first half, only about 30 seconds in the first half, 2 shots, 2 offensive rebounds, and now an opportunity to cut this to 2 or possibly 1.
Long 3 is no good. Rebound comes off. They're going to get Chris Johnson reaching in.
Well, Chris has really struggled shooting the basketball. Right now he's 0 for 4 from 3-point range. He's doing the little things, rebounding the basketball and playing good defense, but just not making shots.
When you're having trouble like that, he is such a good slasher, a la Chris Wright last year. Just tell him, go to the basket, get to the free throw line.
Absolutely. When you're not shooting well, you need to get your rhythm. And a lot of times that occurs when you get an easy short range shot or go to the basket and get fouled and get to the free throw line.
Cannon just throws that one away. Had an open man in the corner. No look pass whizzed by his head. So a turnover, and Dayton has the ball again. A chance to cut into this 4-point lead.
Well, Murray State now with 9 turnovers.
And another deflection again. Boy, quick hands by Murray State. And that's Long that knocks it out of bounds.
And their pressure really disrupts their offense. And Dayton, you see, he's starting well beyond the 3-point line. There's initiating their offense.
No lazy passes against this team, and right there is a turnover. The ball's on the ground, still on the ground. Kavanaugh, now it's Williams who picks it up. The lefty fires short. Here we go, 3-on-2 break for Murray. Can they finish? Cannon knocked away, but he picks it back up. 3 on the way, and he buries it.
Well, you see Murray State, when they're in transition, that's when they're at their best, their secondary break. They may not get something off their initial hit, but then they look to the perimeter for Cannon and Jackson and Poole, their other 3-point shooters. No one defended the 3, and that comes up with another big shot from Cannon.
A reaching in foul on Cannon that time. Boy, Cannon.
See, in transition, Jeff, they really don't go to the basket. They look to the perimeter for their shooters. Cannon shooting over 50% from 3-point range, knocks it down.
That's what I was going to say, his second 3 of the game. And man, this kid, you leave him open, he will absolutely bury it. 27 threes now on the year. Benson knifes through the defense, right down the lane, puts it in, and the foul.
See, that's where Dayton's finding success this afternoon, getting the ball in the paint. Don't settle for that 3. I mean, if it's wide open, uncontested, take it. But that's your best action right there. That's your best offense, getting the ball to the rack.
These teams have faced off against each other 7 times through the years. Dayton has a 5-2 edge. They've got some work to do. 18:03 to play here in the second half, and Benson at the line is 66.6% free throw shooter.
Well, Dayton has turned the ball over today, Jeff. Obviously, 11 turnovers at the half, but Murray State has also turned the basketball over. They have 9, and that's what has allowed Dayton to stay in this basketball game, only down by 4 now.
So Benson completes the 3-point play. Right back at the heart of the defense with the easy lay-in goes Latreze Mushatt. He's got 4.
No one stopped the penetration.
Boy, Dillard, just a scorer, isn't he?
He's not settling for that jump shot. He knows how to get to the rim. He seems very physical taking the ball to the basket. First half, he was expecting the foul and not finishing. That possession, he finished on the drive.
Mushatt with the shot. It was a little short, out of bounds. It goes to Dayton. I think what Archie Miller stressed to his team, be more aggressive offensively.
They really are. I mean, again, Dillard, of course, scored the last basket. You see Mushatt, that last possession for Murray State gets the lay-in. No one stopped from the straight line drive to the basket. This is where Dillard's at his best. Late shot clock situations allow him to create off the dribble.
Had the double team, but he goes with the three, and he misses a little long. 2-on-2 break, even numbers here. They kick it back off to Cannon for another three, and he knocks it down.
Again, you shoot, that's what they're... I think we're gonna have a technical foul on Cannon. He and Dillard are jawing just a bit, but that's the second possession, Jeff, that you saw Murray State in transition. They didn't go to the basket. They looked for threes. You see Long finds Cannon on the perimeter, and Cannon gives a little word to Dillard. The official just happened to be standing by and gave Cannon the technical foul.
Yeah, and I think what it was more so, and Dillard misses the free throw, the demonstrative way that he did it. Again, they're trying to crack down on it, not like when you played, where you were able to wolf with the other guys and give them the old one.
I was good at it too, guys. I didn't get away with it very often, though, unfortunately. But Dillard only gets 1 of 2 to go.
Yeah, Dillard, a great free throw shooter, now just 2 of 4 on the game. He came in 15 of 16 on the year. So now he's 17 for 20.
Well, Cannon is really giving Dillard everything he can handle this afternoon. Two really sharp point guards going at it, and right now Cannon is getting the best of the matchup.
The big possession here is Murray State has kind of countered the little run by Dayton to start this second half. And Williams goes right to the rack and lays it in.
Well, see, that's what happens, Jeff, when you're playing a team that really pressures you and over pursues. You can drive to the basket.
Boy, what great eyesight to see that peripheral vision to find the guy in the corner who knocks it down, and it's Long with the three.
Very dangerous team. When they drive to the basket, they don't look under the basket for lay-ins. They look to the three-point line for their shooters spotting up. Cannon attracts so much attention, creates open threes for his teammates. You see Dayton looks a little out of sync here on this offensive possession. They need to get a good look, something going to the basket. Don't settle for an outside shot.
Benson drives into the lane, tries to kick it off to Kavanaugh. It's a loose ball picked up by Murray State. Another turnover.
Got to find the shooters.
There's one of them, and he buries another one. 3 threes in the second half, 9 points in the second half for Cannon. And look out, this kid is absolutely on fire. He's got 16 now.
See Cannon with the penetration, finds Long on the perimeter, and then Cannon just pulls up right in Johnson's face. Big three by the junior guard.
BTN goes where you want, when you want it with BTN To Go. Presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Watch live games and BTN original programming, all on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Plus, on-demand options include greatest games and re-airs of top matchups featuring Big Ten teams. BTN To Go is available at no extra charge to subscribers who receive BTN through their cable, satellite, or participating video providers. To learn more, visit btntogo.com.
Get ready for Blue Jackets hockey before every game with Blue Jackets Live. John Michael, Ray Crawford, and Dave Metzold break down the upcoming game and take you inside the glass 30 minutes prior to every Blue Jackets game on Fox Sports Ohio. Blue Jackets Live is presented by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
The reinvented 2012 Camry is available now. It's ready. Are you? For over 30 Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com.
Welcome back to the CFSB Center. 43-33 is your score, and this kid right here, Cannon, one of the top scorers in the country, is on fire.
Again, Isaiah Cannon, the top 25 scorers, and we're starting to see why. This kid can really light it up from outside. In transition, they all find the three-point line instead of going to the basket. Cannon now 3 for 3 here in the second half. Comes up off transition. Just gives a little bit of shoulder shake, and Jeff, he's in the air shooting the three. And now 3 for 3, 6 for 9 from the field. 16 big points. You know, 9 of them within the first 4 minutes of the second half.
He got a little Reggie Miller in him too, doesn't he?
He has a lot of swag too.
Well, you like to see that. It's confidence in a shooter. That one way short, an air ball by Johnson out of bounds. It'll be Murray State's ball when we come back. The under Steve timeout. And again, 43-33 your score. Murray leads it by 10 over the Flyers.
We were born with a name on the back of our jersey, but we fight every night to earn the name on the front because it is our home, because we are the Cincinnati Bearcats. Order your Represent the Sea mini plan for Bearcats men's basketball for only $100 and be part of the team inside Fifth Third Arena for the Big East battles against Notre Dame, Villanova, Syracuse, and Louisville. Get the best seats now by calling 1-877-CATS-TICKS or by visiting catstix.com.
Ow! Can you read my number?
Attention those on Medicare with diabetes. You may be eligible for an upgraded meter.
I am tired of stabbing my fingertips to test my blood glucose. There has got to be a better way.
If you're on Medicare with diabetes, then you need to know there's a new method for checking your blood glucose. You don't need to stab your fingertips anymore. This new Embrace meter is easier to use and nearly painless. And the best news is that Diabetes Care Club will send you one of these new meters.
This new method hurts less, and I don't have to stab my fingertips anymore.
Not only can I see my number, I can hear it too.
Your blood glucose reading is 89.
There's my number.
Find out why nearly 250,000 patients have joined Diabetes Care Club.
Call Diabetes Care Club.
Shipping is free, and so is the call.
Call 1-800-933-4152.
I'm glad I did.
Join Dan Patrick in his Man Cave tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. here on Fox Sports Ohio. Dan talks to the biggest names in sports every morning and brings a new perspective to the stories you're talking about. It's the Dan Patrick Show tomorrow morning from 9 to noon on Fox Sports Ohio. Well, Murray State has come out here in the second half, 5 of 6 from the field, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, and that's been the difference.
Well, they're finding the sweet spots on the court right now. And again, in transition, their secondary breaks, instead of going to the basket for easy twos or possible easy twos, they're going out to the three-point line and again finding some success there at 4 for 5 from the field.
Yeah, shooting now 53% from the field for the game, but better than that, 7 of 11. That's 63.5% from beyond the arc.
They really use the three as the ultimate neutralizer and equalizer against taller defenders.
And there they go inside with a nice pass, and a left hand lays it up and in as Mushatt got 6.
See, that's a veteran play, Jeff. They made some threes, so now Dayton has to come out and extend their defense. That's when they go backdoor for the easy lay-in. This team's very smart. You can tell they've played together for quite a while. Really understands situational basketball.
Parker over the top, 3 is no good, but he gets his own rebound. Oliver, Johnson, now they get it around nicely. Williams will try another 3, and that's an air ball. That was a foot short.
Everything's short right now for Dayton. The last 2 jump shots from three-point range for Dayton has been air balls.
They pound it inside. Askin misses, but right there with the rebound, put back is Mushatt. And boy, this guy's come off the bench to really give them a lift. The junior from Saginaw, Michigan's got 8.
We're starting to see where Murray State, they don't have the size in terms of height, but they have the strength. And that's where Dayton needs to go. Josh Benson, for 6'9", playing against a 6'7" forward. He has a bit of advantage there. Dayton needs to continue to push that ball down on the block.
Now Cannon pulls it back out. They'll run some clock here. Dante Poole. He'll fire a three, and that's good.
Jeff, you see every play Murray State has involves the ball screen. They force you to make a decision. Either you're going to go over the ball screen or under the ball screen. And right now, Dayton's going under the ball screen, leaving open threes.
Well, Benson steps out and shows his range as he knocks down about a 16-footer. He's got 9.
That's Benson's second of basket. Dayton needs a little bit more activity from him. Again, he has the advantage from a height standpoint.
He's leading scorer for Dayton in the game with 9 points. Williams has 7. And Murray State calls a timeout. 30-second timeout. 50-37 is your score, but they have just come out red hot here in the second half.
Well, they're doing a terrific job making shots. Again, three-pointers, the ultimate neutralizer. When you're playing a team that has possibly the size and height advantage, the way you can combat that is with three-point shots.
Well, the three-point shot has fallen for Murray State. They are now 8 of 12 for the game from beyond the arc.
Well, a lot of these shots, Jeff, as we see these highlights, are uncontested three-point shots. There's no one within 5 or 10 feet of these shooters. And the team, collectively, they shoot 41% from the three. One of the top 20 teams in the country in terms of shooting the three-pointer.
Well, the last meeting between these two schools was all the way back in 1997. Mark Gottfried was the coach, and Murray won that one at Dayton, 76-69.
And Murray State undersized.
Mushatt gets that one, and he lays it in off the glass, and a block is called. And again, watch where the feet are set up. Is he inside the circle on the inside? Yes, he is. A foot is in there, and that's an easy call.
What created that opportunity, Jeff, is the ball screen. The ball screen forced two people to come together because Fabrizius had to hedge out, and when he hedged out, his man rolled to the basket.
Mushatt's only been to the lane 5 times this year. He's 2 for 5. And now he's 3 for 6, and he is having one great game here. He now has 11 points.
Again, the pressure continues. Dayton very uncomfortable right now.
Thought that may have been a double dribble on Parker, but he got the timeout call. And boy, this pressure is really getting in the heads of these Dayton Flyers.
Well, Dayton doesn't have any ball handlers, and you see everyone's running away from the basketball. No one's coming to the ball with the exception of Fabrizius, and he's not your best ball handler. But you see how Murray State really makes you uncomfortable and disrupts your offense. Again, I like to term them, Jeff, as a swarm of bees. Every time you touch the ball, they're in your shorts, and they force you to do what you don't want to do on offense.
Well, Steve Prohm has taken over this program from Billy Kennan, and he's off to an 8-0 start this year, and he's on his way to his 9th straight victory. 8-0, tied him with Mick Cronin for the 2nd most wins in a row to start a season. Sylvester Anderson started 9-0 in 98-99. If this game continues, Prohm's going to put his name up there with Anderson for the quickest start for a first-year head coach. And again, this team has had 24 consecutive winning seasons. It's tied with UConn for the most in basketball. Boy, they really like to play defense, and you can tell it's flustered this Dayton team a little bit.
They do. I mean, they understand their best offense sometimes is their defense.
Boy, what a move there by Dillards. He goes up and under for 2.
You can see, you can get into the paint on this team because they're pressuring you so much out on the perimeter. If you have speed and quickness and you're strong with the basketball, you can get to the basket.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because they should do it more. They're just 2 of 18 now from beyond the arc is the Flyers.
When you're struggling from the perimeter, you got to get open, easy shots, and they're not really getting a whole lot of easy shots this game.
Wilson and Jackson in at the guards. And this is Wilson almost lost the ball. He drops it inside. Left-handed shot good by Brandon Garrett, the junior from Phoenix. His first bucket of the game.
And Dayton trying to provide some pressure.
Boy, Oliver quickly down court draws the foul. When we come back, he'll be at the free throw line. Nice drive by Dillard to give him 2, but they still trail 55-39. Back at the CFSV Arena, 55-39, Murray State over Dayton. And boy, the bench has really chipped in for Murray State. And one guy in particular is Latreze Mushatt.
Yeah, Mushatt has really been a difference maker off the bench here in the second half. Saw the drive to the basket, and then he slips the screen and finds his way to the bucket for the and one. And then effort, the pursuit of the basketball down low. Again, he's been a big difference maker for Murray State here in the second half.
Oliver cuts into that 16-point lead with the first of 2 free throws. 5 on the game for the sophomore from Kalamazoo. Kavanaugh almost had that rebound, can only get it with one hand, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay Murray State basketball with a 15-point lead.
And Murray State, a very experienced and heady team. You're going to see them run some offense and probably run a lot of, well, maybe not. They see drive opportunities. Thought they'd run some time off the clock.
Well, they're going to give Zay Jackson the basket there. He said it was a Dayton player that touched it up on the rim. A lot of guys were up there, so that's goaltending. So give him the bucket for Jackson, his second field goal. He's got a 3 and a 2 for 5.
If you're Dayton, you can't be pleased with that last bucket. A straight line drive to the basket. See Benson able to slip behind the defense for the lay-in. That's Benson's 3rd basket of the second half here.
Yeah, he averages 60% from the field, and he's having a nice night tonight. On the other end, a little short with the shot, but he gets his own rebound and putting it right back in is Garrett, who's got 4.
Well, even though they're undersized as a team, Murray State has really done a nice job on the backboard, specifically on the offensive end as well. A little bit of a surprise given their size or disadvantage.
20 rebounds now on the night. Benson again goes right down the lane, stepping in. They're going to call a charge.
See Benson, he eventually ends up with this ball. Not very comfortable. He's a guy that can use the bounce, but you probably don't want to give the ball to him in that scenario.
Benson was 5th at the Atlantic 10, 60% field goal shooting. Most of them been those little short shots, but as you said, when he tries to drive at the ball, he's much better back to the basket. Jumper on the way, he's short. Oliver claims the rebound. Now the numbers are to Dayton. Parker, he'll take it all the way in with the left hand and 1.
Aggressive move to the basket by Josh Parker. He's really been one of the bright spots for Dayton this afternoon. You see, he's trying to get his team going. Good take to the basket. Didn't settle for the jump shot. You know, it's been many a times where Josh has been in the open court with the basketball in that scenario where he'll pull up for a 3-point shot, but that time he didn't settle for the outside shot. He understands Dayton has to get everything now going to the basket.
Boy, Coach Prohm has to be real happy. He got some nice minutes from his bench players with Cannon on the bench, and they extended the lead.
You have your best shooter back on the court. 16-point lead.
Well, he comes in and he doesn't waste any time, does he?
Every time he steps in the gym, he's ready to shoot.
Was it Chuck Person they called the rifleman, or the? Man, he hadn't shot a shot he didn't like, does he?
That double screen. They run for Cannon. Then they'll get him on the wing or top of the key with a ball screen. Here comes the ball screen. A big on small ball screen here at the top with a 1-4 flat.
Boy, Cannon just goes through 3 of them, gets his own rebound. They got to block out better when the shooter is able to get that at only about 6'1".
Melvin almost came over here, but here comes the ball screen.
Cannon works it down low to Askett, tied up inside. That'll be a jump ball. Boy, Dillard, little fella. Again, Askett brought that ball down low. The big 6'7" fella. Once you do, you let those guards get their hands in there, and that's exactly what happened. Tied up, the arrow will keep it with Murray.
Yeah, Dillard did a nice job sticking his head in there, getting the tie up.
We're at the CFSB Center in Murray, Kentucky. Jeff Pecoro and Derek Dukes, the former Flyer captain, and the Flyers are in a hole, 59-45 to Murray State of the OVC, and they are playing pretty good basketball. Murray State into 14 NCAA tournaments, and they are off to a very good start to this season. Won the Great Alaska Shootout. There's another tie-up, and it'll go over to Dayton. If you're Dayton now, Derek, what are you looking for in the next minute or two before the next timeout? You're down pretty significantly here.
Obviously, you got to get stops. I mean, you got to keep Murray State off the three-point line on defense. And then on offense, you got to get something going to the basket. Don't settle for threes. Either drive to the basket or post up where you can get to the charity stripe and score without the clock moving.
Benson will try a 17-footer, and he knocks it down. Boy, what a big game for Benson. His big game of the year, 21 points, a career high versus Western Illinois, and he's having another good one tonight.
You know, Dayton has made an adjustment, Jeff. It's very subtle, but it's been the last two possessions has been very critical. We talk about Josh Benson making some shots. Again, he didn't settle for a jump shot. He backed his man in and going over the right shoulder. And then here, drive to the basket. And then he sneaks behind the defense for the lay-in. Josh Benson having a terrific second half here. Going back to the adjustment Dayton has made on the last two possessions on defense, they've moved Paul Williams, their best defender, onto Cannon. So far, they've come up with 2 turnovers.
Boy, a big block, and they knock it out of there from Garrett against Kavanaugh. Shot clock inside of 10. Benson works it down low, stripped away from him. Out of bounds, it'll stay Dayton basketball.
Well, Benson has also shown his versatility this second half. Short mid-range jump shot. Big shot for the center.
Only 4 on the shot clock. They get it into Kavanaugh, and he lays it in off the glass.
Well, Dayton down by 10 points now. Again, they need to get stops here on this end of the court. Paul Williams, again, now guarding Isaiah Cannon. Come up with the last 2 possessions. Has created a couple turnovers.
19 points for the Dayton big guys inside Benson and Kavanaugh. Dayton on a 7-0 run since the 10:07 mark. Cut it to 10.
And they've decided to sacrifice some offense from Paul Williams in order to guard their best shooter. And you can't leave him. You got to find him. Paul Williams. Jeff, I'm watching this play out, and Paul Williams turned his head just for a second, and Cannon moved to the open space. And that resulted in, of course, the 3-point shot. Can't leave him in any point of the possession. You have to be body to body touching Cannon.
Derek, when you're on a roll as a shooter, and it just seems like everything is going in, that basket just looks bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
It really does, Jeff. It looks like the ocean, especially when you get an open, uncontested shot. You see the timeout by Murray State. But again, Dayton not really getting out to the shooters, and Murray State has been able to capitalize.
So Steve Prohm calls a 30-second timeout. He wants to set something up, but Dayton on a mini run right here to cut into that big 17-point lead.
And they had it down to 10, Jeff, and they had a little bit momentum. See, Benson sneaks behind the defense for the lay-in, and then Benson again out on the perimeter, stepped away from the basket and knocked down the shot, and then just a little lob there, the Kavanaugh for the lay-in. Again, Dayton had it down to 10 points, but Cannon comes back with the big 3 to get this, push this lead back to 13.
So a 13-point lead. Murray has the basketball out right in front of their bench. Long will be the trigger man.
Okay, Dillard is now on Cannon. Paul Williams, of course, getting a little bit of a breather.
Cannon's had some big games for this team. 36 points against Southern Miss. So he can score in bunches, and a foul there on Josh Parker. Yeah, we're gonna have a timeout. 6:45 to play in this one. 11-point lead for the home team. Now they have it readjusted the clock. Now it's 62-49 is the score, Murray, and they've got the ball out. Spin it around through all those screens, and Cannon will take it out front again. short shot. Benson may have got him on the forearm. He did. Nobody in any foul trouble really for either team outside of Daniel from Murray State. Just 2 on Benson.
Well, ask a good duck in after Cannon came off that screen. Duck right into the lane, got his foot into the paint. When you're at this level, you can't allow a big man to get his foot into the paint.
Aska now 4 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. Very good free throw shooter. 22 of 27 coming into this game. Gives him 8 points now. Nine on the night. Again, that lead stretches back out, 64 to 49. Oliver inside out to Johnson. 3 on the way. Short off the front iron. Knocked around, and here we go. A 4-on-1 break. Cannon will take it all the way himself, and he's fouled by Dillard. So he'll go back to the free throw line.
Well, poor court balance by Dayton. You saw that shot that came up a little bit short by Chris Johnson. When you're the shooter and you're the back man on offense, you cannot go for an offensive rebound. You put yourself in a pretty difficult position. Saw Dillard the foul on Cannon. He had a 3-on-1 break because Chris Johnson went for the offensive rebound that last possession.
20 points now for Cannon. 7 of 12 from the field. 1 for 1 from the free throw line.
Well, Cannon, this is a kid that averaged about 11 points a game last year, so he's really stepped this game up. You know, last year he played behind 2 all-conference guards, Isaac Miles and B.J. Jenkins. Those 2 guys were first and second team all-conference. He came off the bench primarily. He started a few games, but really was a bench player and still all-conference, all-Ohio Valley Conference last year.
Boy, just hounding, but Williams splits defenders and lays it up and in.
And if you can get past that first line of defense with the dribble, there's some opportunities at the rim. You just don't settle for the 3.
Nice pass on the interior, and up goes Dillard to make the block, but he fouls with the body. Right back to the free throw line, and now it's going to be Mushatt.
We talked about Murray State pressuring the ball, but Williams just splits the trap and results in an easy lay-in. And Murray State really pursues the basketball. Sometimes they over-pursue, and that's why where you can get by them and get to the rim.
Murray State, as a team, a very good free throw shooting team, just under 80% as Mushatt hits the first. And the second, in and out. Three knocked down by Paul Williams. Just getting ready to say that Dayton's going to have to score. They're going to have to score in a hurry as we get now under 6 minutes.
Well, consecutive baskets by Paul Williams. His second 3 of the game.
So he's got 12, and that ball is hammered up and stuck. So they go to the alternating possession. It'll stay with Murray State. And that's unfortunate because Aska was going to come up short. And that was going to be Dayton ball.
You see that last possession. Dillard just creating an open shot opportunity for Paul Williams. He knocks it down.
Cannon with Williams on him.
See that ball screen. I mean, Murray State really runs what be considered as a pro offense, utilizing ball screens and then duck-ins on the paint, into the paint. They force you to make a decision. If you double team, they're going to shoot out, pass out to their 3-point shooters. If you play one-on-one, they're going to win that battle 9 times out of 10 with the strength they had down on the low block.
And a turnover as Dillard throws it away. 4-on-2 break. They get it to the open man. Extra pass, and it's laid in by Aska. He's the 3rd in double figures. Give him 13 now with that basket.
Dayton really looks out of sync right now. This defense has bothered them all afternoon. See Dillard get stuck in the coffin corner. Tries to get rid of it, but turns it over. And then Long with the pass in to Aska. Make it look really simple. Good basketball.
And Archie Miller, no answer. It's the largest lead of the game for the second time at 17 points. It's 71-54.
Well, you see Dayton shooting 80% from the two, but 15% from three-point range. Really struggling getting the ball to go down.
Dillard point blank misses, but at the other end they don't. It's laid in by Long.
Transition baskets now really starting to hurt Dayton. Murray State, again, they have the speed and the quickness, so when they get out in the open court, they're pretty dangerous on a three-guard offense.
This is a team that's picked to finish third in the preseason in the Ohio Valley Conference.
The last 2 years, they've been the Ohio Valley Conference champions. And, well, Jeff, they may compete for a championship this year. I know they're picked to finish third, but they keep playing defense like that, they're going to do really well this year in the conference play.
Benson didn't think so, but he gave a little chicken wing, and 73-54 is your score. Back at the CFSB Center in Murray, Kentucky. Murray leads at 73-54 over Dayton. Points off turnover 18, and it's been because of the fast break.
Well, we know Murray State is very dangerous in the half court shooting the three, but they also shoot the three in transition. You turn the basketball over, they do a great job of capitalizing and sharing the basketball for easy lay-ins. Missed shots, they get out and go, Jeff.
Boy, they are hit.
They find each other in the open court. Easy baskets, whether that's a two or float to the three-point line for the tray.
They are hitting on all cylinders, shooting now 57.5% for the game. From the three-point line, 69.2% at 9 of 13. Conversely, Dayton just 3 of 20 from beyond the arc. So now Murray kind of running some clock here.
More ball screens and moving the basketball, open, uncontested shot. Came up a little short on that one, but again, you see the sharing of the basketball and open shots for threes.
And they've hit so many, a lot of confidence. Everybody thinks they can hit them. Parker way short on that drive to the basket. They say it's off a racer, so it'll be flyer basketball underneath. Again, there's your difference in the game. 3-point field goals, 9 of 13, just 3 of 20, but 15 Dayton turnovers. Big.
Yeah, you can't turn the basketball over, especially not on the road. I mean, that's a recipe for failure. I mean, when you look at Dayton, they came into this game averaging 9 made three-pointers a game. Right now, only 3, and again, that's been the biggest difference.
Oliver spins it around in the open man. 3, no good by Williams, but Benson runs down the rebound. Parker will fire a 3. That's way short.
That's an ill-advised shot by Parker. You get an offensive rebound, you don't want to take that shot as early in the time clock. You want to make this Murray State work on defense.
Murray looking to build on their largest lead of the game, which is 19, 73-54. 2.5 minutes to play in this basketball game.
And here's the ball screen. Murray rejects the ball screen and finds the open man.
Boy, Aska just can't finish off the glass inside with the lay-in.
If they really have a terrific offense, I mean, as a guard and a back big man, you would love to play in this offense because of this screen and roll action.
That way. Well, you know, they were picked to finish third. The team was picked to win it. Austin Peay has not won a game this year, 0 for 9. And that time, big fella get up in the air, did Aska, but they call it goaltending and give Benson 2 more.
See Benson doing a nice job, not settling. He's backing this man in. The previous possession, he got called for the charge, but that play takes it up strong with the left hook. Here's that ball screen again all afternoon. See Dayton forcing him to help him recover.
Well, Benson's had a nice game, 15 points and 6 rebounds, but not a lot of help on the offensive end.
And I really am thrilled with that. I mean, excited about this offense. It just creates so many opportunities. That last possession, they ran 5 ball screens. That really forces you to work on defense, and that may be a big reason why Dayton's shots are coming up short here in the second half. They're having to spend so much energy on the defensive side of the basketball.
Benson again off the glass. Give him 2 more and 17 points.
Josh Benson And the only bright spot here, and one of the bright spots here in the second half.
He had a career-high 21 earlier this year against Western Illinois.
Yeah, this is his best offensive output since that game. The home opener, as you said, against Western Illinois.
Coach Pearl wants to get some bench players in the game. He brings in freshman Jalen Bland from Reseda, California. Long way from home. 6'2" freshman guard.
You step away. Murray State has done a fantastic job executing their game plan from the very tip of the game to now 1 minute left.
Jackson will pull it out. They'll run some clock again inside of a minute to play.
Ball screen recover. Here comes the ball screen recover again. Just they force you to make a decision every time, and if you double team, you're going to leave open shots or easy lay-in.
And there you have one by Mushatt as he hits again. Mushatt averages just 2.5 points a game, and what a game he's had tonight. He's now got 14 points and 5 rebounds. Mike Parker got caught up in the air. Williams tried to hit him on the rotation, and the pass rolls out of bounds. Another turnover. Making now 17 turnovers on the day for Dayton.
Murray State again. Now looks like they're going to 9-0 on the season as you get a shot of Kevin Dillard. A little bit shocked and stunned.
Coach Steve Prohm becomes the second Murray State head coach to start his career 9-0.
You got to think this team won 23 games last year.
Now
I don't think it's much of a stretch to expect them to win 20-plus games this year as well. Now 9-0 on the season.
Again, this is a very good Murray State team, and on the road, Dayton just could never get over the hump, and they got into a hole to start the second half and couldn't dig themselves out of it. I think we saw a great shooter today in Isaiah Cannon. This kid's a player.
Yeah, he really is collectively. I mean, he can score the basketball, but what's really also impressive about him that he creates opportunities for his teammates. So he gets his points, but he also gets his team involved. And this is a team that they really love to play defense because they know if they play defense, they're going to be able to score more points. I mean, 75 points this game. They came in averaging 74. Tremendous execution on both sides of the basketball.
So the final score, Murray wins at 75-58. We'll be back to wrap things up after this.